The song Thank You Jesus for the Blood is a almost kind of gospel type feel. It's like very slow. You kind of feel every note. The acoustic guitar has some finger picking, which is pretty cool. And the electric guitar has a lot of slide work. Now, there's kind of a basic idea, which I kind of did everything note for note, but I do talk in the lesson about how the different choruses could all be done the same if you need to, as well as some variations you can do on the bridge. You don't have to do exactly what the player is doing, but the thing is that player part is cool, and I do teach it and tab it that way. Just be aware of that as you go. Acoustic guitar is capoed on the 3rd fret, the electric guitar is not, so go ahead and tune up, watch the music video, and let's get started.
So you made a way across the great divide, left behind heaven's throne to build it here inside. And there at the cross you paid the debt I owed, broke my chains, freed my soul for the first time I had hope.
Now we do some finger picking at the beginning of that verse, and then we just switch to straight strumming, just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Just down strums, you can kind of emphasize changes if you want, but the main thing we're going to focus on in this section is that finger picking. And we're doing the same pattern throughout. So I'm going to start with the G chord, and then I'm just going to show you how it applies for that whole chord chart throughout the verse. And so what we're doing, our pattern is essentially we are using our thumb on the low E string. If you haven't taken the finger picking lesson over in the 101 sections, be sure to check that out. But that thumb is going to be plucking your bass note. Your middle and ring finger are going to be plucking the G and the B, and your pointer finger is going to pluck the D. So you just have like so. And the way the pattern is going to go is at the first part of the chord, the very first beat, you're plucking the bass note, and then as well as your ring and middle. So your thumb, ring, and middle all happen at the same time. And then you just do eighth notes between those. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we apply that to everything else. So that verse will go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E minor. When we switch to our C, same exact thing, but our thumb is going to pluck the A because that's the root note of the chord. Same thing with the G over B. And the only one that's a little funky is it feels a little weird is just when we go to that D suspended. We actually are going to pluck all these together. So the first note will pluck all together, and then the same, and then we lift up our pinky and do the same thing. And that's the main reason why, because this is the only note that changes, and we really want to hear that. So. And right back in. Now here's the thing, especially on the C, you're kind of changing and you're kind of hitting these open, but you're not really, like, you're not intending to hear that. So when you look at the tabs, it's going to look at like it's going to go, but it's okay if you, actually works out because it all lands right where it's supposed to anyway. So anyway, forget what do I know? It all totally works and matches the tab exactly. So anyway, that is the finger picking section. I did give you a tab down below as well as loops at a regular speed, which is already pretty slow, and then a much slower speed. So you can really make sure you have all those changes and that they're feeling good, making sure they're landing where they're supposed to land. Once you've got that, let's take a look at the walkthrough. 2 and 3 E and 4 E and. 2 and 3 and 4 and